What's up, YouTube? Alright, so here's the follow-up video. Let me just give you my my best advice for anybody with ADD. I do have much better advice from that video that I made with like the most popular video I made on ADD. This is the best thing that I could, the best thing that I know of, and it's very simple and it works really well for me. Alright, now there's several tips. If you don't care so much about this first thing I'm going to talk about, which is like being organized and to-do lists and stuff, just hang in there. There's more stuff I want to talk about. Alright, so to-do list. As an ADD person, we always give ourselves a lot of stuff, like very unrealistic, you know, so much stuff in one day, but regardless. Here, I'm just going to real quickly sketch. Okay, so I always do my to-do list on Excel. But anyway, like let's say this is your to-do list, right? Now, if you didn't have ADD, doing a to-do list wouldn't really be that much of a big deal, but for us it's a big deal, right? So this is what a to-do list looks like, just a bunch of stuff, right? Like a long list of stuff. For me, this is where I found works best for me. So I take the most important ones, right? So this is, I'm on Excel, right? So what I do is I look through the whole list and I grab the most important ones that I want to do first, and I come up with a shorter list, but I keep that list there. And a shorter list kind of looks like that or something, right? Maybe a couple more. So here goes a short. I just take them from here and I put them over here. I'm cutting them. I'm not leaving them here anyway. Or I'll copy and paste them, whatever, right? And then from there, I'll take 4 at a time. 4. And I only work on 4, and I make it look real nice and square, and it's all I see. So I scroll on Excel. I scroll to the right. If you don't have Excel, then just do it on paper, just like this. But basically, this is what it looks like. This is so simple and it works for me like crazy. I just show myself 4 tasks at a time, and I don't let myself see anything else. And man, this is like the miracle thing for to-do lists, for getting things done. So when I look at a long list like this, I'm just overwhelmed. I don't know where to begin, and the whole day will go by and I won't do anything. I'll play chess online, I'll keep checking Facebook or whatever, and then I just really don't do much, you know? I try not to go on Facebook, but anyway. So I dumb it down to 4 things. The first 4 things I want to do, maybe they're the most important, whatever. And I usually try to start my day with like some easy stuff. Like the first 2 things will be something really simple and easy, like maybe brush my teeth or take a shower, make coffee. You know what I mean? Because it's hard to go from just waking up when you're like, ugh, you know, to just right away doing really, you know, really like, you know, a task that's full blown, you know, fully engaged. So anyway, that's my advice for that. Medication, my advice, I really recommend tramadol, dude. Like, it's a pain pill, but it has dopamine or whatever, and that's what people with ADD need. They need more dopamine. And if you had a lot of dopamine, you wouldn't feel ADD, I guess. That's what they say. So I take tramadol, and it works wonders for me. Next thing I want to recommend is, and this is why I made that video about playing a CD with something that you say and they're kind of trying to get it into your subconscious mind. There's this guy's name is Berkeley or Barkley. If you look up his videos, you get a lot from it. It's really cool. He's an expert on ADD. And not only him, but if you just watch a lot of stuff, ADD people, they have a working memory issue. Like that's one of the biggest things about ADD. It's what they call working memory. Working memory is keeping the task in mind while you're working on it, and that's what focus is. When a focused person, they don't forget and they don't sidestep. They stay like they're working on something, and it stays in their mind subconsciously to focus on this thing until it's done. People with ADD, our working memory is kind of dull. So like we will be working on something, and either our working memory isn't that great, bro. So like I can make a change, I can make a commitment to change right now and easily forget in like 15 minutes. I just I don't cuss, right? But let's say if I did, I'm like, man, I'm not gonna cuss anymore starting right now. 35 minutes later, I might cuss all day and just forget that I made the change, you know? I mean, that's one kind of whack example, but another one is like, okay, I'm gonna do this thing, and if I were a type A person, type A people, ADD people are type B, there's people that are type B that aren't ADD, but anyway, type A is like the opposite of ADD. It's like someone that's really focused, really on top of things, really organized. A type A person has an awesome working memory. They could set their mind to something and stay on it till it's done, and it bothers them till they do it, you know. So anyway, working memory. The way to keep something in your working memory for an ADD person, when I first made that video about the CD thing, I just started trying it, and I do a much more simple, easier version of that now. It's very hard to read something every hour for just about anybody, especially an ADD person. It gets annoying, and then you stop doing it after a while. So what I do, the thing that I read myself is, maybe it's the change that I make, the improvement in my character that I want to make, or just something I want to keep in mind. I make it as simple as possible. Like if it's going to be on paper, let's just say I wrote it on paper, it's as simple as like, it's probably about this much info, maybe a little bit more than this. You know, I could read it in about 1 minute, and I keep it right in front of me, or I keep it easy to access, and I use Google Calendar to text me every like 3 hours to read that. So I'll be sitting around, and I make it a point to have a perfect record with reading it. And it could be as simple as go to the bank. I mean, you can attach little reminders in there too. So like, anyway, basically I use Gmail, Google Calendar, put my cell phone number in there, and it text messages me every 3 hours or something to read this thing that I want to keep in mind. This thing I want to keep in mind is a very big thing that it's my improvement in my character. A lot of it has to do with like being on top of things. But also, if I want to remind myself of something simple like go to the bank or go grocery shopping, I could attach that in there just for that day or whatever. Anyway, that's it. That's my advice for you guys. Okay, thanks. Bye.